The show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is not that day.
Dan.
Here, oh yeah, Dan's sitting over there. This is not the day to be one of those stylish people that wear holey blue jeans.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna freeze if you do.
There's no outdoor lollygagging today.
No sir, no sir. No short shorts today. Please, you'll freeze.
Daisy Duke staying inside.
Yeah, she's even wearing long handles. I think she's got on Uncle Jesse's red ones this morning.
Probably so.
Man, let me tell you, it is some kind of cold. Again, right now we're still sitting at 22. Let me double check and make sure that nothing has changed.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it got worse. It got worse. It's 21, wind chill of 7 now. Yeah. Do not lick your mustache while walking across the yard. It could be dangerous this morning. I know it's not single digits, but the wind, it might as well be. It feels just like it is.
We fought a fire and it was cold. It was about this temperature. And that water was coming back. Well, our goatee and beards were freezing. And old TJ, he had a big old beard and it froze good. And he went over and wiped his face, and when he did, all his hairs broke. And I'm like, well, that's a good way to trim. So yeah, it's terrible.
Something's happened. Oh, never mind. Did you see me looking?
Yeah, I saw you looking.
I couldn't find that.
Look, you can tell how much we got to have coffee around this morning because he was a panic.
I was seriously going, what? Because I knew I had it a minute ago, and I looked around, I didn't see it. I completely overlooked
it's
that.
Like you can't find your car keys in your hand.
I know.
Yeah.
That was downright bad, folks. Okay, we're gonna work on that.
You feel better now?
Yeah, I do. Because I was in a panic of like, man, there's an hour and a half to go, and I don't have coffee.
Here's some glasses.
Y'all gonna have to escort me to the old folks' home today. Man, I couldn't even concentrate on what Odie was saying. You say anything I need to know? Like, get out of the...
Yeah, if you get your beard wet and it freezes, don't wipe them.
Oh, yeah. It'll end bad, won't it?
Yeah, it's a good way to trim it up.
Yeah. This is almost maybe Alaskan weather, as we like to say here in Mississippi.
Maybe.
Hey, if you think your taxes went up, where do you go to the old folks on? You'll be paying.
You're absolutely right. Dan Darrington, he is here to talk about, as we always do. I'm looking at the ticket. And it is so hard to believe. Oh, look at this. Look at that number.
The 78.
Dan.
I wasn't around back then.
Yeah, sure, Dad. Dan has been such an instrumental part of this happening each year. Dan, tell us when it will take place, because we always come, and I'm coming again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Bring your friends. It's going to be this Tuesday at the Temple Theater, February 25th. We start serving at 6:30 in the morning. We serve till 7 at night. You can eat in. You can have to-go containers. The morning's busy, lunch is busy, supper's busy. Mid-morning, mid-afternoon are kind of our time to relax a little bit. all the funds that we raise go back into our community. Optimist Club motto is Friend of Youth, and we've got about 20 different agencies that we support financially, just to help them. We want to try to help improve the youth of our community, and this is our main fundraiser we have. We've been doing it for 78 years, and I've been involved a few years, and Paul Tarver kind of railroaded me into kind of taking the lead role on it. I keep joking around saying I'm in my fourth year of my 20-year apprenticeship, taking over Paul. Paul's always kind of been our ringleader, and he does a great job, but all of our club members come, cook. Fortunately, we didn't have to raise our prices this year. We did have to go up a couple of years ago, but it's $6 if you buy your ticket ahead of time, $7 at the door. That's for all you can eat: sausage, pancake, drink. You can. When you
that's a meal.
Hey, when you start
professional eaters, that's a bargain.
Yeah.
We have some people that I won't mention them by name that come and they let their breakfast settle and they just hang around and eat lunch again.
No names mentioned that.
I won't mention their name.
Well, this is something, I mean, you're talking about old Paul. He has put art into making batter.
Yeah.
And
you mean Art Matthews making the batter?
No, I mean he's made it an art.
If you get a pancake that tastes kind of funny, Mark may be in there.
That may have been Matthews that did that. But old Paul, now he spent some time developing how to make that batter good, and
he does it. One time I helped him, and I kind of lost count of there's a certain amount of water you put in, and I lost count. And those pancakes were a little runny. So Paul's job is safe for a few years.
That's right. I mean, he uses the big drill and mud paddle, and he's got it. He'll have a boat motor in there in a couple of years.
We make a lot of batter, and he's got electric drill. Trust me, it's not a drill he uses on his house. It's strictly for food.
That's the way it works. What would you say the number of pancakes? If you were to guess, how many pancakes are made?
I don't know how many pancakes. Well, when you consider the ones that fall on the floor that we can't reserve, probably 10 million.
You can.
we actually served about 2,800 people last year. I think we have served as many as 3,000. But if somebody just gets 2 pancakes, that's 6,000. But there's a lot of people. They'll come back for seconds.
Yes.
And,
It's
I'd hate to guess how many we cook, but it's a whole bunch. There's not any pancake batter left over at the end of the day. Put it that way.
But and the thing about this is, while we always like to go and hang out and sit for quite a spell, you're going to see friends. Mm-hmm. You talk. It's like a meeting place.
Yeah. It's a family reunion, just about. Well, I mean, people see each other once a year.
It's amazing. There are some. There are some companies that they'll come in about 4:30 and say, "Hey, can we reserve a table? We got our crew getting off work, and they want to kind of all sit together." But you can always kind of count on what time of day it is because certain groups come at certain times. But it's a good time to see people. It's a good way for the community to get a good meal and support the community. Like I say, all the money that we do raise goes back into helping Boys and Girls Club, Boy Scouts, a lot of different agencies we are able to support. We spend about $4,000 each year just on Christmas gifts for deserving children that might not have Christmas gifts otherwise. So a lot of the agencies that we support, they kind of volunteer some manpower. So it's not just Optimist Club members. We have several people that come and help out, just volunteer their time, just say, hey, what can I do? Make to-go containers, cook, get people going in the right direction. So we have several of our agencies that we support. They provide some manpower and help us get things done. We couldn't do it just by ourselves.
Come on down. You'll enjoy this. We'll talk some more here in just a moment with Dan. Dan has been a part of our community. One of the first people that when I borrowed serious money, Dan was the man behind it. Loaned me some money to get a house. Boy,
yep.
You were in banking for how many years?
I retired from full-time banking a little over a year ago. 43 and a half years.
That's a long time.
I'm currently working with a Motto Mortgage. It's a new mortgage brokerage, and I'm doing the same thing I've done for years. It's just I don't have all the responsibilities I had for 40 years.
Yeah, I bet that's even better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a little flexible hours, but we're right downtown on 22nd Avenue.
Yeah.
So just give us a call if you want. Call me if you want some pancake tickets or if you want a home loan.
See, look at that.
You can go buy a house and get you some pancakes for your first meal.
That's right. Hey, get a home loan, we'll give you some free pancake tickets.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. It's better than a toaster.
It is. 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. And I wanted to say this morning. We need to wish some well wishes for our friend DP McQueen, who is a Meridian police officer. DP is, and when I say this, folks, I truly mean this, one of the most caring people I have ever run into. He would help anyone. He's a part of downtown that any parade, anything going on, he's there to lend a helping hand. And he got sick yesterday. He's in the hospital. So, DP, if you're up watching us this morning there, eating those green beans that they're fixing to bring to you and tell you that you got to eat for the next 2 weeks.
They ain't got no salt on them, and they ain't going to give you no salt.
Hang in there, brother. We're thinking of you, and we hope you have a steady recovery real quick like.
Yes, you got to get out of there because we're gonna go dive. We're gonna do some treasure hunting. I'm gonna make sure you get back in that water, brother.
Yes, sir, Bob. We'll be right back as we'll begin our morning. A cold one at that. We've had a few things going on in our community. What were all the police doing at Wally World yesterday?
Hey, we got dive training tonight. Do you want to go with us?
No, because I've heard the water is cold. And it's going to be 19 tonight, Odie. Right. Who does these schedulers for you?
You have to train in all kinds of weather.
Yeah, I wouldn't be training with you tonight. This would be a great time to drop out of the dive team. We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Add another way. Kind of like another log on the fire.
That's absolutely right. I'm Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and welcome to our show as we tell you about what's going on in our community that comes about each and every day. We track down the headlines that go on in and about, and we tell you about it. Yesterday, I was eating with Judge T.
You went to Collinsville?
No, he actually stayed in town today. Wow. Yesterday, rather, there.
Did you save him a parking place up front?
Oh, he just made him one.
Oh, okay.
He'll park anywhere, you know. And I was trying to reach the chips, and we got word that something was going down at Walmart. So I had to leave. And, well, this is arriving at Walmart. Here's what we had. It was police after police after police. And as we got closer, what's this up here? Oh, Odie, a stolen truck. We had 2 people that were taken into custody at the scene there.
Oh, so she's not just standing at parade rest.
No. We got another gentleman over here to the right. Plenty of police officers taking care of business there. I don't think they got to keep the bananas there at the end there.
I'd put that back on the shelf. Huh?
They got escorted away from the scene there, and it was a lot of police there. But a good job to all agencies that were involved in this that helped out with this.
Good job, guys.
And I'm not really sure where the pickup was stolen from. I'm not sure it was local. I'm not 100% on that. But they do their job, and they move in quickly. No one was injured. No one was hurt. Before they could even open the door, they had more police on them than they knew what to do with. They had nowhere to run. They couldn't budge.
It was done, and it was over.
Yeah, they didn't know what hit them. And I just want to say a good job by all that from the Sheriff's Department, MPD, and all the other agencies that probably don't want me to say their name. We'll just say thank you for what you do because fantastic job. Now, also at the same breath, let me back out of this. I caused some controversy a little bit earlier in the week, and you have to really talk about this in what's right and what's wrong. We have a problem in Meridian, and it is homeless. It is our streets are filthy. Things go on. With this comes people that are bad people. It's not, there's a stigma where people think, well, if this is just somebody that's down on their luck. It's not always that way. Are there some of those? Absolutely. But also mixed in with this is just like the border where people come across. There's criminals involved in this.
Yeah.
That stay below the hill at Walmart on the hill. We done a video last week of all the trash and everything that was there. Looks horrible. There are more things stolen from Walmart and Lowes, and they run right down that hill there, and they get away.
Well, these buggies that we used, shopping carts, are not cheap.
No,
and we're paying them.
I bet you there were 60 in the bushes here. And as code enforcement, Meridian Police Department, it was just loads here. We had animal control there, parks and recreation, and also the county code enforcement was there on scene also. Let's go here. Wow. And this is a little long, but I think we need to take a look at this, Odie. Let's just back up here. This is right beside the railroad tracks. If you were at New South Ford and you were to look south, this is where this goes, and this runs behind Lowes is where this is. There's 2 camps there. I didn't show the first one, and this is the second camp that is in there, and they're huge. As we look here, it's a whole little underground world there, and they broke this camp up yesterday. All of this is going to be cleaned up. There's, as you'll see here, buggies galore throughout this walkway bridge made through the creek here, and we just go down through it.
And I know we're going to get hit. Well, we need shelters. We need shelters. We have shelters.
We do.
We have a place for these people to go. The fact is, when you go to a shelter, you can't have alcohol, you can't have drugs. You're not going to be there with and cause problems. There's rules there, and these people do not follow rules, and that's why they, by choice, live in the woods, because they don't want to abide by the rules set forth by the shelters. But there are shelters.
There are. Now, there's hundreds and hundreds of items out in these woods, and this is not the only one. And this is City of Meridian property here. This is not private land. This is City of Meridian property. And as you look here, look at the grocery carts that are just scattered throughout this.
You know, they go up there, they get a shopping cart, they bring it down here, they leave it, they go back, and they grab another shopping cart. And that's why prices are going up, because they can't afford to keep replacing these shopping carts.
With this comes crime, and you just have to be sometimes upfront and tell the truth, and sometimes people don't like the truth. I read some of the comments yesterday that they were unsettled by this, but somebody has to draw a line and go, this can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And they're working on this. Now, will this ever be cured? Absolutely not. But this had reached, as you get further up here, this is where I started filming. We're almost back up here to where it comes out. This is the trail that is used, and a lot of things are stolen out of cars this way, where they slip in and out of the bushes, and if you leave your car unlocked, they grab whatever you've got and then back down this hill they go. Now, here we're coming up. This is going to be the backside. There's Lowe's to your left, Walmart due north, due east in front of you there. And then this would be behind, I guess what you would call now, Maria's, or the old Office Max building. Now, let me, with this also being said, let me show you this. This is one person that was taken into custody while we were there, a sex offender who did not register. So I don't want anybody to think that this was just people. I left this in there on purpose to show that there are dangerous people that travel in these rounds. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm cutting it short or I'm blaming. This is just the hard, cold facts of what is out there. Is there worse? Absolutely. Are there people from other towns that pass through here that are probably murderers, rapists, that are piled up in these groups? There probably are. You have to think of this every time you get out of your car when there's a large amount of people like this. Now, there's another section behind Tractor Supply filled with this. There's another huge one behind Sack and Save, which is now Cash Saver.
Cash Savers.
There's another one in front of Love's Kitchen. Huge over there. There was one, and I'm not sure if it's still there, out by the Coca-Cola plant. They're all around town. And we bring you things so that you know what's happening in our area. Is it sad? It certainly is.
Oh, yeah, it is sad.
Cold truth sometimes is not exactly what everybody wants to hear.
All right, so that's the third person saying that they see snow outside.
Oh, we got a flurry?
They say flurries is coming down more than just a regular flur.
Well, I'll be dog.
No wonder it's cold. Well, if it's going to be this cold, it ought to snow.
More on the way this morning. We'll recap here in just a second with Dan to tell us about the big event that's coming up. Then we'll have Dr. Alan Brown on in just a moment. But I wanted to go over that with everyone. We'll be right back. When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp to trail riding or just working around on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're building, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slide bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. There's a lot of things going on tonight. Don't forget Squealers. Scott McQuigg is going to be out singing.
Yeah, singing.
Go by and see Teresa, all them. They'll have great barbecue. It's always fun. If it is cold, which I'm going to go ahead and predict, there's no if involved.
Yeah.
They'll move Scott in. They'll bring the curtains down and make it all nice and warm. So you'll still be able to eat and enjoy some. And then who's going to be there with Scott?
The Girl Scouts
Yes,
are going to
sir.
be there selling their cookies. So go by tonight, get some awesome food, some awesome music, and some great Girl Scout cookies. And then also in Newton at the Walmart, Sunday from 8 to 1, they're going to be there selling cookies. So support these kids and
what they do.
Get them and what they do and making better girls, making better women out of girls. So, hey. Can't help it. And there's Chet. He's trying to start something, stirring the pot out there. Is school out yet? We're going to wait till they get there first.
Usually the only time this happens is if pipes are frozen, correct?
Yeah, we don't predict snow off of this. Are we seeing some snow flurries? That's very possible as the moisture comes through the atmosphere. It could freeze. Don't see we're going to have anything on our roads that will cause any kind of hazards for the buses, so kids are safe. Gospel singing at the Temple Theater tonight.
Yes, sir. Got a lot of good things happening there, don't we? And Dan Darrington in with us this morning to tell us about woohoo.
Man, this is a regular Tuesday once a year. You can't help it. And the 78th, that's what's got me, Dan. The 78th year of the Pancake Jubilee.
And we finally made a decision. We're going to change the oil in our sausage cooker this year. After 78 years, it's kind of getting kind of...
But the flavor's there, though.
Just kidding. We change it regularly. But once you cook a load of sausage, it kind of gets better as it goes along.
That's right.
Flavor is better.
It up. And I'll tell you, if you've gone in there and seen the line of tabletops y'all have going, and I'm sure old Wayman Newell will be there flipping his
he signed up to work in the morning. We intend to get some work out of him.
There we go.
So he'll be there flipping. He's on the list. He better show up.
He better show up.
we need a big crowd in the morning. Like say, we start serving at 6:30, and people start showing up a little before then. So we start cooking early. We get there at 4 o'clock, and it's between cooking and getting prepared. We expect a big crowd, especially in the morning.
Well, I tell you somebody that's guaranteed to be there no matter what, and that's Donna Jill Johnson. She's going to be there.
We generally see Donna Jill. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think Lee Thaggart managed to get that whole office to-go container. So we generally have to have a couple of members to take out the big boxes of to-go containers. So we want to make sure we keep her happy.
Yeah.
But
she's there to support. For
I
sure.
see her. I see her pretty regular at the courthouse, and I see her at Pancake Jubilee. She's a neighbor of mine, so I see her a lot.
She's a good one now.
She is. Dan, We can't thank you. And again, how much do tickets cost?
$6 if you get them before the event, or $7 at the door. We had to go up on prices about 3 years ago when inflation really kicked up, but the last couple of years we've been able to keep our prices down, so you can't beat that. I mean, if you go anywhere and get something, a meal, you're looking at $10, and all you can eat, pancake, sausage, and drink. It's a great price. All the profits go back to support the youth of our community.
Well, that's the thing. It's the cause.
Yeah.
This is worth twice that because of what y'all do for our community. Thank y'all so much for what y'all do.
Well, thank you for having us on here. We appreciate that.
All right, that's the man. He's a very nice guy. And again, where can we pick up tickets beforehand to save that extra buck?
You can call me at 601-527-2353, or any Optimist Club members. You can actually go on our website and buy them. WTOK. DTOC.org.
That was close.
And there's so many letters out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like military. Everything's got a letter.
DTOC, that's short for DowntownOptimistClub.org. You can buy them. We've actually sold a few online, but give me a call. We'll get you some tickets.
That'll work.
Right, we appreciate it, Dan.
All right, thank you.
Dan Darrington in with us this morning talking about the Pancake Jubilee. So much coming up. We got the man, the myth, the legend, the writer coming up in a moment, and he'll tell us about what he's got shaping up. Let's see here. As we looked at, we had a pretty bad accident last night. Highway 19. We'll call it Highway 19 North is what I refer to it as. If you're in Philadelphia, you refer to it as South. This would be just a couple of miles outside a house in between there and Bethsaida. As we went to this, we had a rollover car accident. I talked to the sheriff. Eric was telling me all about this. He was doing 2 or 3 things at once. Some minor injuries involved, nothing life-threatening that I'm aware of that dealt with this, but Mississippi Highway Patrol showed up on the scene, and possibility of some of those bracelets were used.
Some more of those put you in great rest.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Ooh, them suckers would be cold.
Yes, they would be. To say it like, we talk about weather. I want to show this. This was out of Memphis. We had someone passing through Memphis yesterday morning. They sent me a message and said, "Scotty Ray, are you aware how bad the roads are in Memphis?" And I said, well, let's just take a look here, Odie. This is a rescue truck.
Oh.
And it slammed into the front of that, lost control.
Wow.
Fire Department of Memphis is what that says on the door there.
Years ago, it's probably, close to maybe 8 years ago, we had a fairly good-sized snowstorm come through. Heck, it may have been 10 years ago. And for emergencies, it had gotten so bad that when we went to an emergency, it was no lights, no sirens. You just slowly got there because it was a better chance of you not making it as well.
That's correct.
And then you running lights and sirens, you will scare the person in front of you, behind you, and cause them to wreck. So it was strictly no lights, no sirens, and just be safe getting to wherever that was.
We're going to send Odie out with his tongue out to see if it's true or not. We're getting reports in Starkville flurries, also Clarkdale flurries.
Burr.
Man alive.
Man. Ooh.
So much of that there.
Bob, don't let your cat up on the roof. You won't have that problem.
Have mercy, have mercy.
Man.
We'll be right back in just a moment as we'll continue our things. And again, Alan Brown joining us in just a second.
Yeah.
We'll learn a few things about the history walk and great things that go on Meridian for the Mardi Gras parade that is coming to town.
It's coming.
This weekend.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty. We are just getting flooded with flurries.
Yeah, Burr.
Center Hill, all over this. Kemper County, guy says they're getting a few there.
Well, we're getting reports from Terry that his sun is shining in Pine Springs.
They got any snow?
Whoo! I don't know.
We're getting reports of 20 degrees now in zero.
Ooh.
Still 21 with a wind chill of 7 here in at the studios. There he is. There's that myth.
That's him.
Dr. Alan Brown. You wrote any books in the last week or so?
I'm working on one.
You try out. You got a name picked out for this one yet?
Yes.
The old bat? Is that what it is?
Arkansas Scoundrels.
Oh. Now, if you've never been introduced to Dr. Alan Brown, he is a ghost writer. He writes ghost books, probably around 40-plus books written at this point, pretty close to that, and always entertaining with some type of new subject and new matter to chase.
Well, I got to tell you, that Dan is a hard act to follow.
He is.
I'm still suffering from brain freeze, like you.
Couldn't find my coffee.
At least I can find my coffee cup.
You're a step ahead of me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is what's coming up. This is a few pictures from last year as we look back on this. That's the girls last year that were there, and for some reason it's not wanting to go to the next picture. Let me see here why that ain't happening. Well, I have no answer for that. It won't jump to the next picture. It says I got 17 more pictures that I can show, and it's just not wanting to do it.
They don't want to cooperate.
Well, how'd that happen? This was the storytelling where it all kind of starts, isn't it, Alan, there at Dumont?
Right. It will be held Saturday, February 22nd. It will last from 12 to 4. It will start at Dumont Plaza and end at City Hall with 16 stops along the way. And all the stories will be told by the Roselle storytellers.
And a great group that is to bring to life what's going on with our city, how it was built, all the stories that go along with it.
There he is.
The railroad man himself.
Yeah.
So what do you portray in this? Are you going to be the railroad man, or do you have another part?
No, I'm the railroad man. I'm a generic engineer. Talking about the two hotels that service the railroad, the Union Hotel, where the passengers stayed, and in the Terminal Hotel where the railroad men stayed, and that was a rough place.
So that's where the scoundrels went.
That's where the scoundrels went, and had a lot of fun.
That's Meridian was built along the railroad.
Yes.
I mean, that was a main focus of Meridian. And so I know that the history of Meridian goes back to it. Why wouldn't Sherman use something else besides railroad irons to bake a bow tie with?
Yeah.
So knowing the importance of railroad in Meridian, and that is wonderful to see. And what else do they portray? What other stops are we going to see in Meridian?
Well, you're going to hear stories about Richard McLemore, the man who founded Meridian, about the tornado of 1906, during which 50 people died. There'll be stories about the Grand Opera House, about the 3-foot building, about Weidman's. Mrs. Weidman will be there. She's usually pretty close to me.
I saw her in a picture a minute ago.
Yeah. And it's we're going to be talking about good things that happened here, bad things that happened here, and these are stories, important stories that they don't really teach in schools, and that's a shame. And I hope that a lot of young people come because they'll learn something.
Has anybody checked to see, and I'm just curious, if there's a real mustache this year, or is there one of these this year? Is it the fake one or the real one this year?
I saw him yesterday and I didn't see one. So I don't know if he's got his pet caterpillar ready or not.
There was one. Seriously, one of your ward grew one out, and then I think he colored it.
Miss Connie may have told him he can't have one.
But this is always a blast. Well, 1860 is when Meridian was incorporated, and we've been going strong ever since. We had a few stumbling blocks there around the 14th of 64.
Well, on February 10th, we celebrated a 165th anniversary.
Yeah, that's
So we've been around a long time.
It is.
Yeah.
As we learn from this, of where there's many places in Meridian with the history here. Not all of the buildings have left, and of course the Riley Center just being one of those that exemplified at the turn of the century, back in 1900, of what all we had to offer.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why the town grew, because people on the railroads would go there. That's one of the main attractions, and they'd stop at Weidman's, and then they'd take in a performance at the Grand Opera House.
Okay. So we'll. How many? As we do we do it just the same as we done last year, where you show up to Dumont Plaza to get your sheets to find where to go?
Right. Yes, it's a self-guided tour, and you can pick up the maps at Dumont Plaza.
All right. Yeah. More coming up with Alan there.
That's going to be fun.
Yes, sir. We'll get some more out of Alan here in just a moment. He ain't going nowhere. We'll be right back as we bust along this morning, bright and early, 7:36, and chilly with the game.
Snow flurries everywhere. We got Noxipators, got some. Yeah. And prayers going out to Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Snow in that area.
And then they
people
didn't
still
need it.
living in tents. Man. Snow flurries here, but we're still blessed.
We'll be right back.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Welcome back. One of our all-time best at the history game is Dr. Alan Brown, as we'll go over a few things that happened today. It was 1927, and I think the big movie was Who's Coming to Dinner?
I think that was the name of it.
He was a good actor, without a doubt. Sidney, and how do you pronounce that last name?
Poitier.
Man, I stumble on that one. That's a tough one for me.
Actually, I think it was 1967.
That the movie come out? He was born day in 27.
You said 27.
Yeah. That big
that
movie.
was an old movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, silent.
This is the love of a lifetime that will never happen. And we never understood it. I didn't on TV. I thought Matt should have hung his hat there many a night. But yet he still went home. And, well, that mole was still there, too. Amanda Blake.
Oh, yeah.
She was born today. Those two just seemed like they were meant for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how hard it was at home, Matt never told it.
Nope.
I like Matt. Newley and the whole... I really liked Newley a lot on that show.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds was a big star on it. The list just goes on of those who started on that. For the longest, one of the longest running TV shows ever. It held that #1 spot for years until Simpsons.
Until Bart.
Yeah, blew it out of the water.
Cartoon come on. They ought to separate that out.
And I really liked Festus. I don't know where that accent came from.
Well, he was the lead singer for a while of the Sons of the Pioneers.
Yeah.
And he had a singing career before that. Had a beautiful voice.
He's in a John Wayne movie, The Searchers.
I remember that.
Really good.
Old Festus said he was about yay tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and him and Harold went everywhere.
They did. Who come up with out here to ride that donkey?
And he always got after Doc, too. They were a great pair.
They argued back and forth.
They did.
Didn't they? It really fit well. We'll all remember this show as we watched it after school. This guy was born in 1936. His name was Larry Hovis, and he hung around with I Know Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Hogan's Heroes. You remember Larry, don't you?
Sure.
That was really a big show during his time there.
Yeah,
Colonel Klink and the whole gang there, and it was comedy, but it did touch on a subject that did happen in history, without a doubt.
And I remember it was controversial when it came out because it was making fun of POWs.
Yeah,
correct.
But I still thought it was funny.
It did. They outsmarted them. The dogs would raise up and they'd have a hole underneath the tunnels underneath it.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that Colonel Klink, the actor who played him, was Jewish.
Really?
And he wanted that role because he wanted to make fun of the Nazis.
That's why he took that.
Yeah.
I'll be dog.
Yeah.
I had no clue he was.
I'll be dog. I didn't either.
Learned something this morning.
See, we do learn something on the Scotty.
I bet your wife didn't let you listen to this song. I can almost guarantee it. Na 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 na. Angel is a sin. Yeah. You didn't get to listen to that, did you?
No.
Yeah. I figured Marilyn took that away from you. She turned the knob every time he went to listen to it.
He could listen to the song, but he couldn't see the album cover.
That's okay. Who remembers Sandy Duncan?
Golly,
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not just starting rumors, but I think this skirt may be just a little bit too short, y'all.
That's more than 3 inches above the knee.
Mm-hmm.
She even made it to Scooby-Doo once. I mean, you've really made it there if you can say that you were on the Scooby-Doo show.
Phyllis Diller spent lots of time with old Scooby-Doo.
And that was back in cartoons when they would still let you have the smoke. That was not...
She had that long...
She did. She just constantly do that.
Well, she wanted to look glamorous, and there's no other way Phyllis Diller could look glamorous
You're
except
exactly right.
holding a cigarette holder. So.
Yeah.
This guy was born and left-handed, wasn't he?
He was.
I can't name one thing that he sang other than he hung out with a bunch of hippies on a hill for a weekend. That's all I know he done.
Well, he came out with the national anthem on the guitar.
Yeah, wasn't that? It didn't sound like the national anthem style.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I saw somebody try that once.
Now, I don't play guitar, but they say
was,
that it is extremely hard to play, but he was talented enough to do it. Jimi Hendrix is a very talented guitar player.
Like I said, he hung out with a bunch of hippies on a hill over the weekend. Done no telling what all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they did.
He was a big part of that show, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If you look at that picture, you'll see that he was left-handed.
Yeah. He turned the guitar upside down to play.
He did, yeah.
And that adds a degree of difficulty. And I don't know if during the time they didn't make him left-handed or what.
Oh, probably not.
I know he could play behind his head and do all kinds of things with the guitar.
Yeah. He was good, and I know his songs. I can't think of them. Amy's probably yelling 3 or 4. I'm at the TV now.
Yeah, I know none of those. NAS Meridian getting snow flurries. Shut the airport down.
Oh, shut it down.
Wow. It's good to see that. Charles Barkley, born in 1963, another one of those famous basketball players. I hadn't heard his name in years now. Did he make a tennis shoe deal?
I don't know. He does a lot of vitamin commercials and some other things, commentary for sure.
I bet he wishes he had him a George Foreman grill deal.
Oh, yeah. You know that, and he's making bank on being a commentator. Saying commentary as a commentator. There we go.
It was red, white, and blue, and we all tuned in each week to watch this. Yeah. Well, we have to tell the truth. It was mostly for the hee-haw honeys that we watched it, but there was Buck, and there was Roy, and everybody else. And it went number 1 today. I got a tiger by the tail. Bucko.
Mm-hmm. I've got a
tiger by the tail. It's plain to see.
That was one of my favorite shows when I was a teenage boy.
It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Benny Hill. Do you remember when Benny Hill came on?
Oh,
TV?
sure.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I would expect no different from Odie there.
Yes. Daddy let me stay up and watch it.
We didn't get that channel, Odie. I didn't know about that till I was in college.
It came on after the fact.
You must have had one of them satellites in your yard.
No, it came on regular TV. We didn't have anything until I was, golly, I guess I was in middle school, 7th, 8th grade when we got cable.
Yeah.
To the neighborhood. Everybody had it down 19. And then they came through and says, okay, well, if y'all want cable, you can get it. But whether you watch it or not, you have to pay for HBO. And that was the stipulation to get it in the neighborhood. And then I can't remember, years later, there was a suit brought up and said you cannot make them get, either you take the service there or you don't. And I can't remember what came out of it, but yeah,
it was 2015. Cable made it to Scuba.
That was
I remember it well.
But y'all was still watching the 60s program because it took that long for them to get there, too, didn't it? But yeah, so we had 3 channels.
The people around the world do just not realize how tough it was living on the rural route, to where you had no internet, and you had no cable, and you heard other people talk about these things, but you didn't know what it was. And the world has forever changed with this thing called Wi-Fi. Man, what a blessing it is. You're no longer locked out from the world. You, too, on the rural route, can see what's happening worldwide at the touch of a phone.
Y'all just now got satellite out there, didn't you?
When you think of Pepsi, you can't help but think of this girl.
Oh, well, it was the only thing you should think about her.
Yet again, only Odie thinks these thoughts. No wonder you've been married 8 times.
Odie, it kind of conflicts with that cap you're wearing there.
What's it say?
Now look, where y'all's minds are going.
Oh, no, he's been busted by the doctor.
I don't know.
You shameless hussy, you.
I mean, she's a very nice lady.
Right. And you're really looking at the soda can.
Yes.
And I will say she's very well preserved, too.
Yes.
She's still a beautiful woman.
This guy, if I am not mistaken, he committed suicide.
He did. Very talented. Very talented.
And there's a lot of people that yet to this day go, no, he couldn't have. But there's conspiracy theories that say it didn't happen. Kurt Cobain was born today in 1967. And I can't remember the name of the group that they founded.
Nirvana.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Right there.
You even wrote it up there.
And spelled it right.
You still have brain freeze.
You need another cup of coffee.
I'm confused, folks.
It's all this snow that we're finding. It's getting closer because it was at West Lauderdale now.
Deborah says Pepsi made her think about Michael Jackson.
That's because his hair caught on fire.
They did. And boy, you want to talk about moonwalking, he could do it too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wonder that he wasn't seriously hurt with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back to, this is just so interesting. I've used this before, but in 1970, we go to a magazine and just look at who was famous. That's 55 years ago now. Of who was famous in America in 1970. Johnny Cash was on top. Bob Dylan, Janis Joplin, John Lennon. Look, you know all of these names.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page, I'd forgotten about him. The Crosbys.
I'm trying to see, and
I don't know Johnny Winter.
They're saying, will any of them survive the 70s?
Some did,
Quite
some
a few didn't.
Yeah. I don't know Alvin Lee.
Mick Jagger's still hanging in there.
Well, him and Willie.
Man, I'm telling you.
I don't know what is keeping Jagger alive.
I don't either.
He's scary looking, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mick
But
Jagger.
I saw him live.
How was it?
On stage. That man, he had just had a heart attack and had recovered from it, and he was jumping up and down the runway there. I was afraid he was going to drop dead.
But he made it.
I couldn't have done it, and this was like 8 years ago. It was amazing.
And still going.
Still going.
He's wanting to be in that era of getting Social Security checks when you're 150.
And it'll be legitimate.
And be legitimate. I don't know if you'll make the 250 mark.
No.
Didn't we have somebody that was 134 years old drawing Social Security? Isn't that one of the ages?
Oh no!
I thought I did.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let me, because that's where's this? Where's
Did you
this
save one?
Oh, I saved it because it was so amazing. I'm sitting here going, there's absolutely no way that. I mean, I understand that some things slip by.
Yeah. That wasn't one of them.
But that's all. Oh, there's people that are 250 years old that's getting. And now we're not talking about one or two.
It ain't Willie.
We're talking about there's millions of people
that was drawing Social
that's
Security.
drawing Social Security that completely.
I read somewhere this week where it said the United States of America, the only place that people complain about accountability. You know, that has a lot to do with it. Odie's going to continue looking. Let's go back to 1982, and there's only one U as we go back for T.G. Shepherd. He thought he was the hottest thing in country music. Yeah, he didn't last long. We go back to a momentous And I really, really hate that girl is not here to celebrate this moment with us. As we remember, 1983, we go back to the Dukes of Hazzard when a legend appeared on the show, Cal Yarborough. Y'all remember that?
Oh, I do.
He won the event that year. Man alive. The Dukes meet Cal. Just a moment there. Anybody remember Twinkle, Twinkle, Lucky Star? I do. It was 1988, believe it or not. Merle Haggard had a #1 with that song. My, how time slips away from us there. We go back to 92, and he said, I'm going to run for president. And he said it in a little squeaky, little bitty voice because he was a little bitty man. But that little bitty man sparked something that America was wanting. They just didn't realize how bad they needed him. Y'all remember a guy named Ross Perot?
Sure. Oh,
yeah.
He's crazy. I voted for Ross Perot.
I did too. Ross Perot. We would lose this guy with the big ears. He reminded me of Dumbo. For many, many years, I'd sit there and watch his go, that's Dumbo.
But he was the best one.
He was. He played the part better than anybody. Now, I know it's not fun to pick at somebody, but I did it in jest. Dick York passed away today. He was the original Darren, or Durwood.
Durwood.
He played the part good. The other guy just never fit into me.
No.
No.
Do you agree with that, Alan?
Yeah. Yeah. And
his name was Dick too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It was the introduction of the new character just didn't work.
It was kind of like Coy and Vance on the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
He never flew.
No.
Yeah. There's some characters that just need to remain the same, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We go back to 96, as we all remember, Home Improvement. Even the big-time names would make that. Look here who they had as a guest tonight.
Jackson showed up.
He sure did, and he sang, if I remember, Mercury Blues. If I had money, I tell you what I'd do. But Al and the gang, we all remember that show. It was a good one there. And this is the episode that people still talk about. It was the show about nothing. And three episodes always come up.
Yeah.
The swimming pool, the dancing one, the ugly baby, okay, it's 4, and then when he adopted a highway.
When he created Cramerica, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the Soup Nazi.
Oh, yeah,
That
Soup Nazi,
that was a good
too.
episode. Yeah.
But Seinfeld, that show was really, really fun. I'd forgotten about the Soup Nazi. They just, it always had something. Remember the girl with the big feet that he dated?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They attack things that you just didn't realize were really that funny.
Now, don't make fun of big feet.
Those but her feet were like humongous. They were like, they were big. I remember it. Well, I wear a 13, so I can't make fun of anybody.
I do too.
So we're in the same boat there.
But I'm taller than you are.
I'm just 6. You're what, 6'2", 3?
6'3".
6'3".
So you're
a tall fella.
Your feet are more prominent than mine are because you're shorter.
And my grandson, 15 years old, y'all are the same height.
Really? Oh my
15
goodness.
years. I told him, I said, son, I wish you would have picked up basketball as a sport.
Well, what happened to you?
I have no idea.
You got stunned.
Stunned.
I'm looking up to him at 15 years old going, this don't seem right.
One of those ex-wives that slapped it out of him.
Here's what slap it out of you.
What's that?
There's one person receiving Social Security that's between the age of 360 and 369.
Really?
There's one person between the age of 240 and 249.
Wow.
There's 121,000 people between 160 and 169 years old. But the biggest one is those that are in between 130 years to 139 years old. There's almost 4 million of those receiving Social Security benefit.
And you wonder why it's going to run out.
There's 4 million between 100 and 110. How can we be paying?
But seriously, wouldn't you think whoever's the head of this department would have done like a audit before now and go, hey, let me check this out? Wouldn't you think?
We probably got paid to keep his eyes somewhere else.
I even heard that there were people that did a contract for the government some 20, 25 years ago for a 3-month project, and they turned in their paperwork to get their money, and they've been getting a check ever since. So here's the question: should they be made repay what they've been taking?
You know, I mean,
because it was wrong. They knew they weren't supposed to get it.
Yeah,
they did,
and that's going to a bank account somewhere.
Yep, and they all be tracked down, every one of them.
Well, you know, this is nothing new, though.
No.
Dead people have been voting in Chicago for decades.
You're right.
Yeah,
and it's like a tradition now. We expect it.
We really, truly, people holler and raise Cain, but you really have to do audits every once in a while to keep everybody on the straight and narrow.
Somebody had posted a little meme that said the other day that said, so you own a business and somebody's stealing from you and you've got them on camera.
Uh-huh.
So Elon Musk comes in, look at the video and says, oh, well, that's so-and-so. And you go and arrest him and you get your stuff back. But yet you're mad at him for finding where your stolen money's at and getting it back for you. But the Democrats are so mad and upset that he's doing it that they want to prosecute him.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
No.
It doesn't matter how you vote. This is part of your money that costs you money every day out of your check. And I just wish somebody would catch on to that.
Well, you know that the Social Security was not taxable.
At one time.
Democrats turned that around and now it is taxable.
And now we're all broke. You know, really, there's people that work. At least, is it a third or a fourth of your salary that is taken away from taxes? Imagine what you could do for your family if it wasn't that way.
Well, you know, people didn't realize that that's what Trump was going to. 8 years ago, he brought this up. He did not want to do away with Social Security. He wanted to fix it, but then give you an opportunity. If you don't want to do that, then put so much in this account, and you can fund whatever you want. But if you do that, don't rely on the government to take care of you. See, you've got your option. You can go Social Security, or you can go this way, and we'll take it out of your paycheck. It was an option for people to use, but going by that, Trump is not the problem with Social Security. Social Security is a problem with their payouts. And somebody's got to go in and fix this.
Well, you know, an invasion of privacy, that's just part of our daily lives. All these drones flying around and satellites and cameras everywhere. So, yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why people are complaining about dipping into the records.
Trying to find where the money's
right.
going. It is ours. It's not theirs to lose. It's not theirs to give out. It's our money that we work for. We give it to them that we want them to do good business sense with. And when you have someone walk in the door that says, here's all the money, how can you be mad when it's proven fraud?
Todd Kemp puts it in there. Sheriff Todd Kemp puts it in. He says you're taking away all their giveaways, just keep getting them elected.
Well,
and that is an influence. I don't care how you do this. If you give somebody something, well, they're more likely to vote for you.
True.
Oh, breaking news there. We are getting flurries in Philadelphia and at West Lauderdale Elementary.
It's moving our way.
Oh, it is. I better call Sophie. She loves running in it. Hey, I did have one other person in history I wanted to bring up. We all watched this. And I'm not sure they knew what they were talking about, but a guy named Gene Siskel. Anybody remember him?
Sure.
Yeah.
They would always do the movie thing.
Yeah.
He passed away. He was a movie critic there. Siskel, what was the name of the duo?
Ebert
and Siskel.
I think we'd be better than
Roger Ebert, yeah.
Yeah, we'd be real good at it. we could say a lot, at least I could. Oh, we lost somebody else today. You remember a girl named Sandra Dee?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
She passed away in 2005. She was really, really they made fun of her in Greece. Who are you, Sandra Dee? Look at me. Y'all remember that, don't you? Yeah, there we go there. We got some more coming up. Don't rush off. It ain't over yet just because it's coming up toward the top of the hour. We got more to talk about right around the corner. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. Somebody was saying their nephew was 6'5". That's getting on up there.
Yeah.
George Jefferson would not like that. He was always funny. I remember that. Yesterday, and let me show this. This was breaking news from the Senate in Mississippi as we would learn that Delbert would fall.
Yeah.
I had a link here to X, and it's gone. So the only person I could find that still had this was my friend Clay Edwards from Jackson. Now, I want y'all to watch this on the right. This is Delbert Hoseman, who we think will most likely be trying to run for governor.
Each of these has several more.
Oh, man.
And down he went. We understand that he's okay now, but he fell plumb right out yesterday.
He said he was dehydrated.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Man, that's terrible. We hate that.
30 minutes later, he was just fine.
Got a bag of fluids and back going, so good.
Hope he's going to be okay. That's rough there when something like that happens there. I fell out when I was 9. I had the flu, and I just flopped. Boy, I'm going to tell you something, though. When I was out, that was the most peaceful sleep that I'd ever had, and I've never had it before then, but the smelly stuff that they bring you back with.
That ammonia?
Yeah. Boy, let me tell you, that'll bring life to a dead man.
That'll wake you up.
I was in a doctor's office sitting in a wheelchair, and I went flop to the floor. They got that smelly stuff and brought me back. But I'm telling you, I can remember my eyes going closed and then falling over, and I'm telling you, it was just like, sleep.
I'm just sleeping. No, you're not.
And they woke me up there. Ooh. That's the worst cold I've ever had. I was 9 years old, and I missed several days of school with it. And I done one of those Scarlett O'Hara's, as God is my witness, I never want to have it again. So I overdo it with Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus every chance I get now. Take 3. Don't read the instructions is what I do.
I'm not going to tell you what I do.
Yeah, I'm sure you take cow medicine and anything else that you get your hands on.
Well, I do, like Greg said, I ate a half a bale of hay after I took my I have put myself on an ivermectin regimen.
Yeah, well, there you are there.
You know, trying to get you to take some.
Well, if it cures you, I ain't got a problem with anything.
It ain't hurt nothing yet.
Hey, we're getting a new principal at Meridian High.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Congratulations there to Miller. He's named principal. And he's going to be taking over there. That's good news for him, and we're proud for him. So good luck. I hope it goes well.
Definitely.
And boy, we got to go bragging here, boy.
Look here.
I had lunch with all of his brothers, and he wouldn't show up yesterday. I don't know what happened.
Well, he's probably having beef tips.
Buck Roberts, Judge Buck. They've named a section of bleachers in honor of him, of all the work that he's done out at Southeast to bring awareness and do that. He has worked tirelessly there to have those bleachers replaced there, and they recognized him for all of his hard work there.
Well, that's good.
Buck, I think everybody likes Buck. You can't help but like him.
That's exactly right.
Good fella.
Yeah.
Unless you talk to Chuck.
Well, you know, he only talks like that when Buck's not around.
Email has been down for the city of Meridian, if you haven't been getting an email from them. And I've been told by several that it was actually hacked and it was sending out emails, and they had to shut it down and bring in a group to work on this. Is what I'm understanding there. Jimmy was inviting people to his office for meetings, and they'd show up. Well, I ain't heard from him in 3 years, and then they'd show up, and it really wasn't a meeting.
Oh.
Things like that do happen.
Yeah.
There's hackers all over this world.
Yeah.
And why people do that, I don't know. But they're working. I think they're going to get that corrected before long. We wish them luck with that there.
Yeah, it's electronic stuff. It's amazing the technology we've gone to, but it's also opened the doors for a lot of fraudulent activity.
It has. We had an airplane mishap there in Greenville at the airport, and it reminds me a lot of what happened in Meridian at the airport. It got hung in the trees.
About that same
size
situation,
plane. Yeah. So those things will happen from time to time. No one was seriously.
Run out of gas.
Jody.
Just
we got to tap the gauge everywhere.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Did you run out of gas there? Kind of important up there.
I'm just
you
curious.
Can't just pull over and fill back up.
Yeah.
Give me $2 worth. Don't do that.
I just need to make it another mile.
That is not the thing to do with an aeroplane.
No.
And like that old comedian said, they come around and says, "Sir, how much do you weigh?" And he goes, "Well, how do you need to know how much I weigh?" He says, "We need to know how much fuel to put in the airplane." He said, "Fill it up." Fill it up, all the way up.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Dr. Alan Brown has been our guest this morning. You've known him for years. He's a close personal friend of ours, and he does so much for the community. He's here this morning to remind us about the big events as we get ready for the Mardi Gras parade. The Barkus, what is that?
The crew of Barkus.
Little puppy
Bring your
dogs.
Puppy dog.
We'll be walking down the street in sweaters and all kinds of things.
Then we got the auction for the Lauderdale County Courthouse Annex. That's the first thing. At 9 a.m. you can go look at the stuff, and 10 a.m. you can start to bid. Go walk around and meet. Well, he's not Dr. Alan Brown. He's going to be the railroad man.
Right.
Will you sing "I've been working on the railroad all day long"?
No.
I'm trying to help you here.
No, that would drive people away.
And the thing about this, all these events are free. It costs you nothing to attend all of this, to come take a look what's going on. The parade, there'll be beads thrown, I'm sure. And then, of course, the history walk, where we learn about from 1860 to where we are in the city of Meridian.
And everything is family friendly. And it's fun. We try to make it fun.
So it's going to be a good time, that's for sure.
And I think the high is supposed to be 53.
Yeah, so it'd be a little warmer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, that's why it's 19 today, because 53 don't feel that bad when you get there today.
No.
Teaching us all a lesson there.
Yeah.
We'll have different. Will the sheriff, the guy that does the sheriff, be there again? That does such a good job with the early sheriff that we had in Lauderdale County.
I believe so. Yeah.
That, of course, Ward will be there.
Ward and his wig will be there.
Yes. And we have Mrs. Weidman, and we have just a little bit of a brief history of the different people that helped form Meridian for what it is.
Yeah.
And as you've pointed out many times, it was a lot of railroad that made Meridian the town that it was.
Yeah. And it's, I don't think we emphasize that enough.
No, we don't.
We don't.
We could really capitalize off of this. I mean, you even go back to Jimmy Rogers. It was trains that made Jimmy Rogers' music what it was. That's what the pastime was at that time.
And like you said, that's why Sherman burned down Meridian.
Yep.
It was a very important railroad town. Interestingly enough, though, it didn't take them long to rebuild the railroads. And they were up and running not long after Sherman left. So,
but he didn't like us, and we still don't like him.
Nope.
That's right.
Nope.
We come to a mutual agreement on that.
we can just like each other in peace.
But Meridian has a lot to offer, and we would love for you to come to it if you live out of town. Come by and take a look at all of this, and browse around downtown Meridian. It is a gateway to a beautiful community of what we have to offer. The times, I don't know if we really touched on that. The parade is around 2 o'clock. What time do y'all get started?
The parade is 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Okay. And we start from 12 and we end at 4. So it's right after the storytelling ends, then the parade goes on. So.
Okay. Well, I'd have been 2 hours early.
That's look, this is a full day. This is start off at the courthouse, go get your history lesson, go to the Mardi Gras parade and the party, spend the day out there, have fun. There's going to be some food out there.
Well, there'll be candy too.
Some candy?
Candy thrown from the parade and Mardi Gras beads.
And we understand that girl will be there as well.
She will be. Yep.
There's something about a lobster. Have you seen that picture of that lobster floating around? There's a lobster. I don't know what they're doing.
Really?
No.
I saw a lobster somewhere.
No.
A bunch of people taking a picture with a blow-up lobster. I got to investigate. That's all I know.
I don't. Now you go to Alabama and Louisiana, and you go to these parades, they throw moon pies and stuff like that.
And I did not know that till a couple of years. And y'all have to give me for what I guess you would call my ignorance. I had no idea. Somebody was down at Mardi Gras and said, I got moon pies. And I didn't realize they threw them.
Oh, yeah. If you get towards the end, they got any left, they'll throw the whole box at you.
And you know, the Boy Scouts are selling moon pies instead of popcorn now.
Really?
Yes. I've got a whole bunch of them from my grandson. I'm still eating them for breakfast.
Boy, and our comments are filling up here. We've got snow flurries in Martin. We're getting them in Collinsville again.
Man.
This is neat. Enjoy yourself. We don't get it very much. So even if it is a flur, enjoy the moment, take a picture, and really enjoy that.
There's no education going. You know, these kids are all up at the window going, look, I see it.
I was with Greg the other day at the truck stop, and he was doing the same thing. Oops.
Y'all was looking at lot lizards over there.
We got a video that we'll put up in just a moment of a picture of snow flurries. Let me make sure someone else didn't load this for us, and I just don't know it. Sometimes it happens. We'll have some other folks loading pictures for us. And this morning is
double it up?
No one done that for us. But we do have the picture of the Downtown History Walk loaded for us that we'll show you there. Let me zoom in on that just a little bit more.
There we go. Noon till 4.
There you go. Ann McKee, you can drop by and visit her. She'll tell you all you want to know there.
Yep.
Self-guided tour is what they're calling that.
So it'll be a great day.
It will be. And again, we'll get up some snow flur pictures. In some areas, it really is just a flur.
And if you've got some snow flur pictures, send them in.
Yeah, we're getting tons here. College Park, snowing. We're getting several videos in. Ooh, on a roof there. Toom Suba.
Oh, even Toom Suba's getting some snow flur.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much in Neshoba County, Kemper County. We'll get some of those up here in just a moment there. With this, we need to do some birthdays. And my mama is having a birthday today.
Miss Lucille is 81 years young.
I hope she has a big one there. I got to go get her a cake in a little while.
Get her a cake and throw her a good party.
Yes, sir, Bob.
She is the leading board of our daily birthdays.
Had to remember that one. Had to put it at the top.
And Ryan Brown.
Uh-oh. How old is Ryan?
He says 40.
Really?
Yeah, but you ain't believe everything you read. Justin Mixon's 43. Tommy Jenkins, 67. Sasha Gordman, 53. Wayne and Darla Hunt, 60-year anniversary.
60?
Awesome. 60 years. Brother Wayne, Miss Darla, happy anniversary. And Terry Stoddard. Don't know what the age is. They said 39 and holding.
Yeah. Well, I sure hope Marcia does it. Boy, a woman can cook. I sure hope she's doing something special for him.
I'm sure.
I'm telling you, it's some good stuff down the road at her house.
Oh.
So happy birthday to you, Terry. Hope it's a big one there. Dr. Alan Brown, we can't thank you enough for coming in and hanging out with us this morning. It's always a pleasure.
Well, it was fun being here. I'm just glad I didn't get tangled up in the Mardi Gras beads hanging from the microphone. I was worried about that
when you get home.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from, Alan?
How'd you get it?
Where have you been?
As always, we look for books are still available from you. Where can people find a book that you've written?
Well, actually, they can find them in drugstores.
Oh.
CVS, Walgreens. And you can get them at Books A Million and as well.
Amazon still sells a few of them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're everywhere.
This man is worldwide, y'all. Y'all just don't realize who we've got here amongst us.
Exactly. And we've got to set up some overnight ghost hunting.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We haven't done it.
Yep. Got to do
We've been asked by 9 out of 10 ghosts not to spend the night with them, but that's okay.
Well, we're trying to get into the White House over in Clark County.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, he's been kind of not wanting to do that.
He's scared to find out there's ghostesses that live there. He don't.
As we depart each and every day, I turn to Odie and I ask him for a Bible verse to lead us out of this. And have you picked one out for us today?
Well, the good Lord picks us out for us. And it came to John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. No matter what we go through in our daily lives, no matter what we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, if we bring God into our lives, talk to Him every morning, and ask Him to relieve us of what we have in our lives, He can do it. Give all our burdens to Him, and He will set us free. All we've got to do is ask Him to come into our heart. Y'all have a good Thursday. Don't worry. Friday will be here in the morning. The whole gang's going to be here.
Yeah.
So we'll be here for another fun Friday. Until then, remember, we love you and be safe.
Just for the record, I want to ask for you. Does Marilyn still buy your shirts and stuff too?
Yes, and she does because she thinks I have no fashion sense.
And, y'all, let me explain this how you would handle this. The other evening, I pull up to the house, and where I normally park, there's 2 garbage cans there. So I thought, well, that's kind of odd. So I pull over and I park to the other side and I go in the house and I get yelled at. Why are you in here? And I said, because I live here. You're supposed to be taking those garbage cans down the driveway. I thought you were taking them. That's why you set them there. She didn't appreciate that.
What side of the road you got to put them on now?
Well, they were on the left, and they got in my parking place. I mean, I can't believe that she left them there. I just, man alive. Be careful when entering your house is all that amounted to there. So you too, Alan. You got to go back home.
Yeah, that's one of my jobs.
But it just goes. It goes to prove that most of us can't pick out clothes like me. I can't do that. That's I have no sense of taste. No sense of color, and I have to be directed. And I'm okay with that.
The only problem I have is that my wife buys me pink shirts occasionally.
Well, I got a pink shirt on.
That's what he's trying to say. In case you missed that one, we want to say thank you for everybody joining us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, as Odie said. The gang will be here. We'll be here bright and early. We'll see you then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.